So I hit go live and I wasn't quite ready for that. That's okay. We're here. I was just looking for the link to share and was hoping I could pull that without going live. But here we are. We are live. And we're going to share the link over here. We're going to click so we're going to bear with me for a moment. We're going to click transits. We're going to click post over in the community. If you're not yet in the community, please come and join us. Enjoy the conversations over there. All right, so what have we got this week going on in the transits? So for the past week, we've had 29 and 30. I haven't noticed any intensity around them. 29 and 30 sit. Let me look them up. No, neither of them are jumping out at me. These seem to be reasonably innocuous gates for me. So some gates we're going to have intense reactions to, and some gates we're just not. Of course, they're on the one page. 29 and 30 are the numbers on the one page that I haven't done. Let's look on this page. I can't even place where they are in the circuitry. 29 and 30. 29 is a collective circuit, 2946, page 72. And then we're going to find gate 30 while I'm there. I'm just going to open to page 72 so I can see it. And then we've got gate 30. Gate 30 is also in the collective circuit on page 68. Okay, so they're not too far away from each other. So gate 30, okay, so gate 30 is the 3041, which is the projected channel. That is the collective energy connecting the root to the sacral. That channel did have quite an impact on me. I don't think we're out of that yet. I'm pretty sure it was a double whammy with the sun and the earth running together. So that's the gate of feelings, and there's increased desire with this energy. It is the gate of desire, and it is the source of all our emotional aches and yearnings. Now I will double check. Where did my weather go? Where did my weather go? Here we go. We want to zoom in on that if we can. And we can. Very good. So gate 30 is also... So it may actually be about to go away, that 3041. No, because it's also in the nodes. I was going to say, I'm sure it's there somewhere else. So this week I found it a lot more grounding. Ironically, that's gate 30 has been in Earth, which is the grounding energy. So the sun is shine brightly, and then the Earth is a more grounded energy. And so I've felt that grounding this week. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but it feels accurate for me that the feelings, the desires, the intensity of that has still been there, but it hasn't been as uncomfortable. It's been a far more grounded. It's not something I'm yearning for. It's something I'm experiencing in the moment. And when we look at the difference between the Earth and the North Node, which is our future direction, that makes sense to me. That there is a more grounded element. Hello, Desiree. Nice to see you there in the chat. So gate 30 was in the Earth and is still just there. It will transition out of that in the next couple of hours, in the next day at most. And then what was the other gate? We had gate 46. So gate 46 is gate 29. I've just read the wrong side of that channel. Gate 29. The sun is in gate 29. So this is the shine brightly. This is the radiance. This is what comes through. The theme of this gate is a power to commit themselves to a process without the need to know where it will take them. I feel like I didn't leverage that energy enough, though there has definitely been a lot more flowing through me this week talking about the journey. It's not about the outcome, it's about the journey. And we'll see whether that sticks with me for the next week or so when this energy abates. Coming up, we've got gates 59 and 55. So gate 59. So the gates will be all the same in all of the gates will be in identical places in our charts. Everybody's body graph, the skeleton is the same way that in our physical bodies, all of our bones are in roughly the same places. What will change is whether it is activated or whether it's defined and consistent or whether it's inconsistent. So what happens with the transit gates is when they're defined by the planetary alignment around us, it will influence us and it will become what I like to call an inconsistent consistency. So the moon moves through the gates every 11 to 12 hours or so. And so that will, it comes and it goes quite rapidly, and we'll have a moment of feeling it. And then by the time we even notice it, generally it's moved on. The sun and the earth stay in their gates for about a week. It's 6 days. And I suspect at some point today I'm going to do a rant on time and how we built the calendar wrong, because they're close to what's happening around us. So the week and the month almost aligned to like the earth movement and almost aligned to the moon movements, but they're just off kilter and it's frustrating me at the moment. So whether they're defined or not will make an impact. What makes more of an impact though is whether the companion gate is defined. So for example, gate 29 partners with gate 46. So trying to read on the other side of my desk. And so if you've got gate 46, then you'll feel the energy more intensely and it will pull to life something that feels more completing for you. So where we've got hanging gates being met, we get a different feeling than where there's a gate just continuing to hang in the chart. If you want to look up your chart, let me just drop that link for you. You can head to, so to see the current transits, you just head to here. And then to see how it's interacting with your chart, so you've got it up already. I'll pop it in the comments for anybody else that may be looking for it. You can look at whether they're actually connecting anything. And so if they're connecting something or if they're coming off a defined center, you'll feel it more intensely than if it is just left hanging there. So for myself, I haven't pulled that up yet. Coming up this week, we want to create, there we go. And so if anyone's not familiar with how to do it, you just go and you create a human design transit chart. You put your details in and they're all just sorted on site. None of it's saved. None of it comes back to me. It's just in that chart. You start with the month and then the day and then your time. And then you put in the transit time that you want to look at. So if you've got a big meeting coming up, you could put that in, or something coming up that's significant. No, we don't want to put in my birth date there. We want to put in today's date. We want to go, actually, I want to put in tomorrow's date so I can see what we've got tomorrow. And you do month first, Amy, and then date, and then year, which is the current year, and time. I'm just going to put in 12:30 tomorrow at lunchtime just to bring that up for me, which still has us in the so Oh, the 29 is kicking in the nodes as well as in the earth. That's fascinating to me that they're kind of overlapping at the moment. All right, so we get 55 and 59 kicking in. So 59.6 for me, that is an electromagnetic channel. So I usually have gate 6. So when it partners with 59, that will intensify and bring those energies through. And then so that's sacral energy. It's a life vitality energy connecting to emotions. And then gate 55, I want to say is a splenic gate, but I am wrong. Gate 55 is a solar plexus gate, so it's an emotional gate. So if you've got gate 39 usually in your chart, so these are pairing with gate 6 and 39. And so we've got the root connected up to the solar plexus if you've got that gate 39. And then we've got 59.6, the sacral connected to the solar plex coming through. And so the grounding energy next week, or starting tomorrow for the following week, is I'll come back to that in a second. The grounded energy we've got is 55, which is, that's not going to give me 55, which is on, we really need to pick up my glasses. Where are my glasses? There we go. 55 is abundance and spirit. And then scroll up, Amy. So the grounding energy will come. What comes to mind instantly is the grounding energy will come with a recognition of our abundance. I'll just flip to the page 34, and see what it brings out. So these are energies that we can leverage while they are there. So people who are deeply melancholic, musical, and or romantic must honor their moods at all costs. So our grounding will come from honoring our emotions. Our grounding will come from measuring both the highs and the lows. Our grounding will come through activities that bring us peace, love, or ecstasy. The 55 energy is waiting for a provocation from the 39 that is going to enhance our emotions. So those with the gate 39 this week, that provocation will come through more because that full channel is defined. For those of us without the 39, other energies will be more inclined to provoke around us this week, and that provocation is how, so we'll be potentially will be more emotionally triggered and more open to noticing that there is a shift in our moods, potentially from the things around us. Now, what that is an indicator that we need to connect more with our self-regulation tools, the tools that bring us peace, love, or ecstasy. If their wave is up, they feel at home with themselves. If it's down, then they feel melancholic. So you may feel more melancholy or lower mood this week. Their cup is neither half full. This energy comes with neither half full or half empty energy. It is what it is, energy. Thank you for my cup of tea. The 55 energy is very deeply acoustic, and this energy is very sensitive to what other people say as well as the tone in which it is said. It is also called the gate of fickleness and can intensify sensitivity. So just being aware of that and tapping in now before that energy kicks in. What are your grounding tools to help you navigate your emotions? So grounding will help us navigate all of the different chakra centers. So it can help us navigate inspiration. It can help us navigate interpretation. I have a lot of interpretation grounding tools. Where you'll find that you've built the most grounding tools, generally speaking, are in the undefined or the uncolored centers. So if these are active off a colored center on your chart, it will feel less intense than if it's activated and creating a color on your chart. So for me, my solar plexus, the triangle that contains 6, 37, 22, 36, etc., because I can't do left and right today, that is usually undefined for me. So when it becomes defined, and that 4031 transit is defining it for me at the moment, and then the 659 transit is also going to, so the 59 coupled with my organic, natural, usual, consistent 6 is going to bring that emotion, so that intensifies emotions for me. So as someone that doesn't usually have to ride the wave of emotions for making decisions, I find these quite intense, particularly when that 3041 has been in place so long, and it is it's a long duration transit, I think was what I was going to say. So if they're in the boxes that they're in are colored, or the shapes that they're in are colored, then the intensity decreases slightly because it's in those undefined centers, the uncolored centers, that we're going to feel the intensity more. So gate 55, this is the grounding gate. This is the energy coming from the earth. And so it will allow us to navigate emotional states, and it will come with more grounding, but grounding doesn't necessarily mean unemotional. Grounding means connected, and that may mean more intense emotions coming through. And so it could be melancholic, it could be a more at home feeling with themselves. So that's the 55. Then we've got the 59, which we will find on page 86. And the book that I'm using, for anyone unfamiliar, is the Richard Rudd circuitry book. It's one of my favorites for capturing the channels. There are other references that I've got that I may pick up in a moment, but I'm feeling like I'm covering what I want to in this. Gate 59, the gate of sexuality, dispersion. This energy is driven to reproduce, whether that be children or creative endeavors. So it's the leaving a legacy, and whether that's physical legacy of genetics in children, or legacy in our interactions with the world. So it could be writing a book, it could be creating a business, it could be creating a movement. There's all kinds of ways in which we can leave behind our imprint on the world, and that's what it's aiming to do. It's aiming to reproduce and have an imprint left on the world. So reproducing ideas, reproducing concepts, reproducing children. It brings a desire to be sexually intimate, but it also, that sexually intimate, it's actually, I would suggest it's emotionally intimate, and it's the co-creation of something, whether that's a baby or a book or a business. It can come and play in that space. It's got 6 levels of it. The preemptive strike, shyness, openness, brotherhood, sisterhood, the femme fatale, and then the one night stand. And so there's all kinds of different ways in which we can connect with others, whether it's on that physical intimacy level or the emotional intimacy and the co-creation of humans or ideas. This energy needs to wait to respond. So we're in the sacral. It's not just jumping into bonds prematurely. You need to get that visceral yes, no response from deep within. Otherwise, they simply stay on the surface of intimacy rather than penetrating to the core of another being. And so that penetrating to the core of another being is very metaphorical, as well as potentially literal, depending on how you're playing the game. But that deep, intimate connection coming through. It is about creation, not about bonding. And that difference between sex and marriage, or like business collaboration versus business partnership, is what comes through. There needs to be the boundaries of the 6 in order to decide when and with whom intimacy can take place. And the 6 is the gate of friction and conflict. And so the flood of emotions through the solar plexus is in need of being controlled. So watching how that plays out. Gate 59 is definitely the amplified version, the amplified gate this week. It's the radiance, it's the brightness, it's what we see. So if we stand out on the earth, we see the sun. We rarely see the earth beneath our feet, but we will feel it. And that's the difference here. It's between the seeing and the feeling. So that's the sun and the earth gates that are coming up. In the nodes, we've still got the 3029. They're still there. I think they're still there for quite some time. How do I edit this chart? I don't appear to be able just to edit it. What I want to do is open my other charts, which I did. No, I didn't. Never mind. We want to log in. No, we don't want to sign up. Go back. Go back. Wrong button. We want to sign in. We should have done this before we went live, but you get that. All right, because I do actually want to see how long we've got that 3041 gate active. I'm feeling like I can handle knowing that now. When I looked at it a week or two ago, that just seemed way too much information, and I couldn't quite navigate that. I needed. It was definitely a one day at a time. So let's hit the end of August. We've still got 3026. Let's hit the end of September. We've still got 3029. Let's hit the end of October. We've still got 3029. Let's hit the end of November. 3029. It's with us for a while. So we'll be right. There we go. It's the end of December. It's disappeared. Let's hit the 9th of December. I don't know why we're picking the 9th, but that's where I'm drawn to. That's... Or did I just misread that? Let's hit the 30th of November. All right. So... Oh, because I'm looking at the beginning. That would help, Amy. All right, so we got 3029, 3029. Make that embiggened. 3029, 3029 until the, what month did we end up in? November. The 25th of November is where that shifts for us into the 49 full. So, and that date on or about the 25th. So I live in the future. So generally, if I say the 25th, it'll be done by then. So that 3029, which is giving us the 3041 in the chart at the moment, which is defining the root and the emotional solar plexus for everyone. So this is a universal gate. It's kicking in for everyone. That is with us until around the 25th of November. When the North Node makes a shift, because the 41 is with us for a long time. So those outer gates move much more slowly than the inner gates. Those symbols are an interesting choice. I'll have to see if I can fix them on the website. at this point, that's not the end of the world. All right, so what else have we got going on? We've still got gate 20 active, which is in the integration circuitry. Gate 57's kicked in as well. So we've got a lot going on in the integration circuit. I'm going to go into 2057 because that is with us. Let's just open this back to this week. We want 7-day view. So we want a 7-day view of now. What day are we? We are August 23rd. The year is moving on quite quickly. All right. So we've got 2057, the brainwave. Let's pull that up. And then we've got 3955. What's that activated through? I'm guessing that's activated through a moon. No. 3955. So that provocation to couple with the 55 that we've got in the earth is going to come in through Mars on Wednesday. So that emotional provocation that we need to understand the emotions of the 55 will kick in on Wednesday. So we'll have a couple of days where that's a hanging gate, and then we'll have a couple of days where that kicks in consistently for everyone activated by Mars. 39 is the poke the bear gate is how we call it, and it's active in Mars. Wednesday through Friday, and then it'll continue. So we're only up to line 2. It'll continue for probably 7 or 8 days, but the 55 will drop out of the earth before then. All right, so for everyone, we've got recognition 3041, then we've got the brainwave for the rest of this week, moving into next week, the 2057, 20 being activated by Uranus, and the 57 being activated by the human-looking person, which is, why aren't you telling me the planet? It is Venus. So 57 kicks in imminently. What time is that? Maybe it kicked in yesterday. I think it's Sunday today. So it kicked in yesterday. I'm not entirely sure that I've got this set to the right. No, it's UTC. So we want AES. We want Sydney. Why don't you give me... There we go. UTC plus 10 Australia. So, because I don't think it is quite in... so Sunday... 57, kicked in last night. And that's the feminine values relationships gate. So integration of society through the values, and then the brainwave is through Uranus, which is uniqueness and change. So a shift in values collectively this week. Interesting to see how that plays out. Now, we may or may not see that on the surface. And I just realized I've navigated away. I can't see the chat right now. So feel free to chat and I'll come back to that in a second. What am I looking up? I'm looking up 2057. The brainwave, a design of penetrating awareness. 32. An acuteness of intuition. The truth will be seen more quickly, though it may or may not need to be shared. One must wait until being asked to share the truth that we are seeing. It is here to ensure the survival of the species as a global energy. It's a spontaneous voice with incredibly sharp intuition that arises so fast that the brain cannot comprehend it until afterwards. It is an electrical impulse wave that begins in the lymphatic system and registers almost instantly in the brain. Intuitively, this energy will have us adapt to any circumstances without thinking about how we are doing it. They are the world's greatest improvisers as long as they can overcome their fear of the unknown. So playing with that, what are you noticing this week that you're drawn towards and holding yourself back because of the fear of the unknown? No matter how quickly they can intuit and answer, they must wait for the invitation for the release of their wisdom. If they blurt it out, they are usually vehemently resisted or deeply misunderstood. So wait to be invited to share wisdom this week. Yeah. I mean, that's good advice every week, but this week, especially as you get those quick intuitive hits, if they're coming through for you and you notice them, hold them until you've got the invitation. Now, the invitation is um, an interesting concept, an interesting discussion. The invitation can be indirect. And so if someone is looking to you hopeful, that is an invitation to potentially share something with them. They do connect to the 1034 as well, the 2057. So it's what's called the integration circuit, and it is how we up level humanity. So there's 4 different circuitries. There is the individual, which is self-explanatory. It's about us. There is the tribal, which is about our immediate relationships, our very tight knit communities, the people closest to us. Then there is the collective or humanities circuitry on the outside. And then there is these integration circuits, which is relating to humanity on a transformational level and a transmorphic is the word that's coming up. And I'm going to trust that that's what I'm meant to be saying. I don't even know what it means, but transmorphic is the word that is coming up. That transformation, that integration of new things into humanity. The evolution is the word that I was looking for. And so the 2057 is part of that circuitry. There are 4 gates with 6 channels that cross over and weave. Some of them are individual, some of them are integration. The 2057 is, I think the 2057 may fall in the individual. It is. It's in the individual circuit, the 2057. Now, I also have the 1034, so I think that's why I went straight to the integration, because for me, that actually lights up the entire integration circuitry. Intuitive clarity with contemplation. Everything has to be now is the energy of gate 20. Gate 20's been with us for a while and will be with us for a while. And so recognizing where we're being pulled into that, this has to be now, and it's not our energy, it's the universal energy, allowing ourselves to pause, allowing ourselves to wait for invitations, allowing ourselves to connect back to ourselves in that space of tapping into our uniqueness and change, allowing an evolution of transformation to occur. It's easy to get consumed by the now. And as I reflect on it, a lot of us are feeling that. And that gate has been there for quite some time, the 20. So that impatience that so many of us are feeling for results and for outcomes could be coming through that energy, and just allowing ourselves to tap into what is possible to change in the now. So there are some things that we can change instantly, internally, in our perceptions, in our perspectives. And then there are other things that we need to wait for the results to come from that change happening. I'll just give you a chance, Desiree, to pop in any other thoughts or questions, and then I'll start wrapping up. There was something else I saw in here. What was the other channel? So the 3955 kicking in, and then, yeah, so that's towards the end of the week. So from Wednesday onwards, we've got 3 channels coming through. There's a whole bunch of things for my own circuitry coming through that I will look at some point. So yeah, so that 57, I get 3 new channels. So the awakening, perfected form, and power all come through from that integration circuit, because you've got the 1034 there as well, connecting in with the 2057. the discovery of 2946 coming through. Gate 29 is in that node. That's been there for a little while. What else have we got coming through? 2034 is the charisma. That'll come through for anyone that's got gate 34 active for them normally. Mating, charisma, discovery, awakening, perfected form, power, synthesis, emoting, the brainwave, recognition. That's a lot of consistencies coming through. Some people have this many channels all the time. I've normally only got 4. So yeah, so that's what we've got coming up in the transits this week. 39 is white, 55 is blue. If you're looking at, let me just pull up. Yeah, so currently the 39 will be white. If you change the date to sort of Thursday on that transit chart, it should 39 should become green. And then you said 55 is blue. That means it's probably a consistent gate for you. The transits are displayed as green, depending on whether you're looking at a transit chart or a basic chart. I think the colors for the basic, yeah. So on the transit chart, the green lines are the transits, so they're the inconsistent consistencies. The blue lines are your consistencies. So 55 is if 55 is blue, that's a consistency for you, and then the 39 is going to bring that provocation for you. We can certainly explore this more in premium calls from the community and dive into a little bit more what it means for you if you wish. I'm just trying to tap into if there's anything else that I need to share. I need to do a rant on time, but that's separate to the transits. I think in terms of the transits, I've hit the points that I was wanting to hit this week. Yeah, so on Thursday, it brings in that full transit coming through, which is awesome. And that's an individual channel. So it's the individual experience. Whereas the 4130, which should all be lit up for you as well, Desiree, in the green, that's a collective circuitry, and I found it quite intense the first couple of weeks. I'm now starting to settle into grounding into it a little bit. It's not feeling quite as intense. It has shifted in to gate 30 is now in line 6, and I feel like that makes a bit of a difference as well in how we can experience that. And then the groundingness of it being in the earth gate made a difference. So I think that's it. I'm just sitting here contemplating at this point. So rather than sitting here contemplating, thank you for joining me live. I appreciate that. Thank you for all of you watching the replay. I appreciate that too. If you have questions, feel free to come and join us in the Navigate Life with Human Design community on Skool. The link will be added into the description shortly. And may you ride the transits well this week and trust in your consistencies and leverage the inconsistent consistencies coming from the universal energy. These are energies that are brought to educate, enliven, and empower us as we move through life. So I look forward to connecting with you soon, and I hope that this was helpful. There's the end stream button. Bye.